Hello guys and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is William Berry Delphin, and today on J&M, which is Jamina Mandeleo, I'm going to talk to my African people in Melbourne and all over Australia. I want everybody to listen to me because this is the strongest message that I believe can change some of the issue within our African community. The reason why I'm on the channel today is because I've seen a lot of issues that are happening in our community. I've seen a lot of stuff that are happening within our African community, and there's nobody out there who's standing and talk about them. We are seeing them, but we are not talking about them. So today on my YouTube channel, I just want to share a few like little advice, that I think might change our African community and might change people to get better within our community, because we don't want to be ashamed. We don't want our African community to have a lot of issue. We want a better future, and we want a better future for our kids too. So we want to start to talk about some of the issues that we think are affecting our African community, especially those people in Melbourne. I live in Melbourne as well, so I'm going to talk to my brothers, those who are married, those who are just starting relationship, or those who have been in marriage or relationship for that long. So today I've seen around there's a lot of divorce going on within our African community. People are just leaving each other's, like marriage are not getting stronger. I've seen a lot of divorce. I've seen people running away from wives. I've seen a lot of women like divorcing their husband because of no reason. Like there's no reason of a person leaving somebody that they've been in love with and they chose to live with. So I just went down in my mind and I thought we should start talking about some of the issues. And with all the divorce that I've seen around, I did my own research on my channel because I wanted to bring what I just found out. This is my own opinion. This is what I thought like can fix these problems. I went down and talked to a lot of people, especially young couples who are just starting to live together with their loved ones, and I just found out lack of communication is number one thing that is going on around, and this is the reason why a lot of divorce are happening, not within every community, but within African community I'm talking about. Because I've spoken to a lot of people and I've found out lack of communication. A lot of young married couple, once they get married, they don't have time to talk to each other. I mean, they love each other so much. They live with each other, but they don't have time to talk about some of the issues that might happen in the future. They wait until the problem happens, then they will start reacting after the problem happens. But instead of preventing the problem, these couples don't know how to do it. And I just wanted to share a little bit of information and few tips that I think might help them or might help us in the future. Communication is the number one thing that we have all married couples or anyone who's in relationship we have to be thinking of. Like when you sit down and talk to somebody that you love, after 2 hours sitting down and discuss about one of the issues that is going on in your house or in somebody else's house, like sit down and talk about it, you're going to come to a better solution. Because once you talk about something and you sit down with somebody, discuss about something, like communication, like communicating with somebody, you're going to bring a better understanding and you're going to get to know how to fix it. So what I just found out in our African community, a lot of young married couple are not having conversation with their wives or boyfriend or girlfriend or whoever they are living with as in a way of relationship. So if you don't talk about an issue that is going on in your house, you cannot fix it. Because if you don't discuss about something that is going on, that means you are letting it go on and on and on, And once it keeps going on and on and on, it's going to end up bad. And like it might leave you in a divorce or like somewhere that you don't want to be. So lack of communication is a number one problem that I just found out. And a great way to a successful marriage or successful relationship is having a conversation. So what I mean is both parties have to engage together, sit down and talk about an issue, and then after they've discussed about that issue, they're going to come with a point that is going to fix all what was broken. If you don't talk about what is going on, you don't get to know how to fix it because you don't know it. Like you know, you see it and you hear it, but like you don't talk about it. That means you cannot fix it. So couples, we really need to sit down. We really need to sit down and start talking. I just want you to know, to get married does not mean that it's a definition of better life. To be married or to do a wedding, engagement, to be engaged, does not mean that you're going to end up living a better life. A better life in relationship starts with communication. Because once you start talking about things that you might want to do in the future, that means you're going to know what you're going to be doing in the future. If you don't talk about things that you want to do in the future and you just want to rock up and do them, you're not going to do them in a way that they were supposed to be done because you did not talk about them. So our young couples in Melbourne, I just wanted to advise you to start having conversation. Start having conversation with anybody you're in love with, because talking about issues means trying to get a better solution or trying to prevent the issue from growing up. If you don't discuss about an issue, that means you are not helping the issue to stop. All you're doing is letting that issue to grow up. And put it this way, once an issue grows up, you know what happened, don't you? So I just want my Melbourne people, this thing is going on around and I just want us to start talking about it. Communication, it's a better way to a successful relationship. Once you talk about an issue, it means you're going to resolve it well. Do not get angry when your husband is going out with other woman. And if you hear it, sit down and talk to him. Do not ignore it. Because when you hear something, if you know something and you hear something, talk about it. Say something. You know something, you hear something, say something. If you don't say something, that means you are just hearing it and knowing it, but you are not acting over it. So, like, divorce is something that is just coming like that. Like, we can prevent it. Like, we can make our community grow, like, without divorce. We can get rid of divorce in our African community once we start talking about issues. This is my message for today. I want couples out there to hear this. Share this to everybody that you know who is married and who is not. Please let us start talking about issues in a family. Let us start discussing about issues that can happen in a family. Even if there's no issue, try to start preventing issues by talking about some of the issues that happen to somebody else. I've seen a lot of issues going on around, but people don't even sit down and talk about them. Please, my African people in Melbourne, this strong message is to you. Let us start talking about issues. Let us start preventing issues. Communication is a better way to be having like a successful relationship. If you want your marriage to be successful, please make sure you start talking about issues that might happen within your marriage, because we want our African community to start growing in a really good way. Melbourne, we can do it. Australia, we can do it. Every married couple out there can do it. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel because I'm going to bring some more stuff to you. My name is Barry Dolphin. Subscribe and you'll hear more. Thank you.